I started balling, I was young. You gon' think about me when I'm gone. I need that money like the ring I never won. Saucing, I'm saucing on you. I'm swagging.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm talking one of my favorite players, Spurs guard Derrick White. I'm gonna get into what he did this season, what he's good at, what he could work on, what he could improve on. Then kind of my final thoughts on him as a player, what his ceiling is and what I'd like to see for him next season. And really, how good can Derrick White be? Let's get into it. So first of all, Derrick White is now 25 years old. And usually people say that NBA players' prime is from like 27, 26 to like 33, 34, somewhere around there. So they have like a nice 6-7 year window, which that is considered their athletic prime. And that's usually like the best years of their career. That's when Derrick White could become a true star. So right now, what is he good at? A good defender, really good defender. I remember during the course of the season, once he started, he started to really lock down other guys. He, as you know, guarded Jamal Murray very well in the playoffs. He guarded Kyrie a couple of times, did very well on him. He guarded Russell Westbrook a couple of times as well. Kawhi Leonard in that one game where we blew out the Raptors. Derrick White was actually on Kawhi Leonard for the majority of the game. I think he actually got 2 or 3 steals off of him, maybe a block too. And then another small forward, Luka Doncic, guarded very well when we played Dallas. D'Angelo Russell, so he really, as a 6'4" point guard, well, a big 6'4" point guard. Let's get into that. He's pretty thick, let's say. He can guard 1s and 2s pretty easily, and some 3s for like stretches of the game. But again, if he's guarding like a 6'9", 6'8" small forward or power forward, then he's just gonna back him down, and White won't be able to do much. But he can still guard some 3s for some stretches of the game, which is a pretty good quality, just to show how good of a defender he is. And one thing that I'm very excited for next season will be he and DeJounte Murray pairing up in the backcourt, because they will lock down some of their backcourts. And now, in my matchups video, or sorry, part 1 of that video, I was talking about how our backcourt matches up really well against Golden State's backcourt, Portland's backcourt, Houston's backcourt. So we match up really well defensively against some of those teams where their backcourt players are actually their best players, and we can put our best defenders on them. Now, Derrick White, good defender, but on the offensive side of the ball, he's a great passer, and really he's a good initiator of the offense. He can run the offense like a traditional point guard can. But he's very good. He's a good passer, and he has a lot of chemistry with LaMarcus Aldridge. He knows kind of when and where to get him the ball in the block. And yeah, there's a lot of plays where he's driving to the rim, he draws 2 defenders, kicks out to the shooter, lays it down to LA, lays it down to Pirtle, and you run the pick and roll with Pirtle. So I think next season I would like him to run more pick and roll, but that could be tough when now DeJounte Murray returning to be that starting point guard. Well, at least that's what I'm projecting, and then DeMar DeRozan being a big ball handler. But I would like Derrick White to kind of command the offense, kind of be like the quarterback of the offense, the more traditional point guard of the offense. And he's a decent shooter. His regular season numbers were 40% from the field, 34% from 3, and 77% from the free throw line. Still, very clearly he has to improve. I think field goal, that's okay, but he can still go up into the 50s. But it's close enough where I don't think it'll matter all that much. But from 3-point land, though, 34% is too low for a guard. I'd like to see him get that to like between 36 and 38 next season, which I don't think that's a significant jump. And then free throw shooting 77%. I'd like to get that into the 80s. Hopefully, even just 80%. I think that's good. That's a lot better. But do remember that a lot of these numbers are due to him kind of starting off the season slow and rusty, coming off injuries twice, tearing his, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing wrong, his plantar fascia, which is some bone in his foot. He tore it twice, actually. Had him a significant time twice. So just remember, that's why his numbers may not be as high as you would think they are. Now, another thing that I really like about Derrick White, he's good at attacking the basket, but can still improve, particularly free throw shooting. If he gets into the 80 to 85%, and he finishes a lot, he gives a lot of and ones, but he can finish a little better and hit those free throws, he could be scary. A good example of him just attacking the rim mercilessly was Game 3 against the Nuggets. If you look at his shot chart, I think all but like 2 or 3 shots were outside of the paint. Or at least in the paint area, like just outside the paint. Mostly all his shots were in there. And I could just see, because in my last video on Derrick White, I said that I'd like for him to be more aggressive at times. Which is actually my next topic. At times, he has to be a little more aggressive. For example, in the Nuggets series, games 1 through 3, he was our best player. He was sensational. Game 1, I think he had like 12 points, had the game-winning steal, great defense. Game 2, even though we lost that game, he still played very well. I don't remember his exact stat line, but he still played really, really well. And then Game 3, we know that's his huge signature breakout game. But games 4 through 7, he was not up to par. He kind of disappeared, especially in that Game 7. Even though Pop just benched him late, he only scored 4 points and couldn't really do much offensively or really defensively to maybe hold down Jamal Murray. So he still needs to be a little more aggressive at times. And now, during the offseason, he actually said that he's working on his shooting, specifically 3-point shooting. I do think that is probably his biggest weakness, just his 3-point shooting and free throw shooting, as I mentioned before. So good to see him working on that. I read somewhere that every time he goes to the gym to practice, he shoots 500 threes. So that's just a good number for him to improve, especially with Chip England being the shooting coach, the renowned shooting coach. He should significantly be better. And I think if he gives me 50% from the field, 37% from 3, and somewhere like 80-85% from the free throw line, that'd be huge. That'd be really good for his development. So now his stats in regular season and playoffs last year. In regular season, he averaged 10 points per game. Actually, I averaged for the most part here, just so you know. But relatively, 10 points per game, 4 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game. He shot 48% from the field, 34% from 3, 77% from the free throw line. And he put up 1 steal, 1 block, and 1.4 turnovers. So nearly 2 turnovers, almost basically 1.5. And then in the playoffs, he upped that from 15 points per game, 3 assists per game, 3 rebounds per game, 55% from the field, so he increased there. However, 29% from 3, and 73% from the free throw line. Still put up 1 steal and 1 block, but did go to 2 turnovers. So generally, I like what I see here. You went down a couple numbers, went up in a lot of other numbers. But like I said, games 1 through 3, fantastic, best player easily. Games 4 through 7 kind of disappeared. Still okay for a young guy, but next time he goes to the playoffs, I like to see him kind of be more consistent throughout. So now, what I'd like to see next season and what his potential is. So with Murray returning and with DeRozan taking a bigger step being second year with the Spurs, Murray's numbers should stay around the same. I think 10 points per game, 5 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game. But I'd like to see him up his steals and blocks to 1.5 steals and about 1.3, 1.2 blocks. So I'd like for him to up that a little bit more. And obviously, for shooting wise, I already said I want to be at least 50% from the field, 37% from 3, maybe 36, and at least 80% from the free throw line. If he can do, that's why I'm kind of projecting. That's kind of what I'm expecting from him. But in terms of the future, I believe he has star potential, maybe superstar. But he must improve his shooting to really bring his offense and pretty much the rest of his game to the next level. Because defensively, attacking, driving, basketball IQ, all that really good, really high. He can still improve, but it's really good right now. Shooting is his big Achilles heel right now. And I don't even think that's a huge problem. I think he was still a decent enough shooter where he can become a good to great shooter. However, next season is probably a big indicator for his future, as he'll be 25. Well, he is 25 years old, but kind of entering his prime, which just start 26, 27. This season should be the biggest indicator to how good or how great he could really be. I think if he stays with San Antonio, if he keeps improving, star potential, might not get the respect he deserves particularly, but he'll probably make one or two All-Star teams. I can see that, especially some of the older All-Stars start to decline. But if he stays with the Spurs his whole career, do not be surprised if his jersey is hanging in the rafters. That's how good I believe he can be. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I try to make this a shorter video. Tell me what you think. If I should make more videos like this, kind of shorter, maybe longer, maybe even shorter than this. Like I said, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. And good luck to Derrick White. Well, let's see what happens with him. Thank you.